Good evening everybody. I hope you're doing well this fine Tuesday evening. Let me just come on over to the scene. Good evening one and all. I hope you have had a lovely start to your week at least. Who do we have in tonight? We have Deviated Path, Mr. Weekhout, and TRV IDK Idacol. Thank you very much for your Twitch Prime. Very much appreciated. Sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you very much for your support. Corpse Tori and Cassette Tape, Drizzling Rose, Mushy, and The Real Ginny. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing very, very well tonight. Let's see, a load of emotes for TRV. Thank you very much for your support. That is very much appreciated. Coming in there nice and early with your Twitch Prime. Thank you very much indeed. How's everyone's week been so far? I mean, it's a short start. I started work on Tuesday today, so I've only been at work for a day, so that's not too bad. Jack, how are you? And Silent Mouse, good evening to you. And Snackham, good evening to you as well. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a lovely time. Welcome back to WoW, Jack. I hope you're doing well. We're just currently just chilling in the bank area at the moment. Getting back to WoW, excellent. Well, I know Shadowlands is going to be a while, but it's looking very exciting with the stuff that's coming out so far. So I'm happily optimistic at the moment. I got 3 of your 7 monks to 92 and established their garrisons. Excellent. I assume that was monks, not months. Yes, we're very close actually to the leveling boost being discontinued now. We've got, what is it, 6 days left. So I think we might do a little bit of leveling today just to try and get that a little bit further forward. I believe there might even be a Legion invasion this evening, so that should be quite interesting. We might do a bit of that on El Morte. We have a cookie behind me. She might decide to jump up on the desk later and say hello, hopefully. What have you got? You got the week off, so your days are just, well, excellent. That's good to know. Good evening, Apophis. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. So we'll go through, we'll check nothing's expired. Should be all right on that front. And then we'll go through, check the mailboxes, and then see what we can do from a leveling point of view and a gold making point of view as well, because this is to get professions. Medkit, good evening to you. And Chusork, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on board. Hope you're doing very well. So in terms of where we're at, we need to just make sure that nothing's expired. So let's head on over there and do that. Flame Off TV, good evening to you. Hope you're having a lovely day so far. We're just going to go and check our mailboxes and anything expiring. We may have a few things expired. We've got a few sales, which is a good start for the week. 31,000 incoming so far. Let's do a quick cancel scan on our enchants as it's reset day tomorrow. Let's see if we can get those just double checked. Is there anything? Oh, there is a lot of stuff actually that's about to expire. Looking at that, in fact, pretty much all of it is about to expire. So this is since Sunday night. So we might as well let that expire and do its thing. Let's just check shopping wise, see how that's looking. Any tie spray for a decent price. I managed to pick some up for 4 gold earlier. That leaves me with about 15,000 tie spray at the moment. Oh yes, the guild tab invite. We'll do that, Jack. Creatives, Metcake, good evening to you. And still no alpha invite from me. No, sadly no, not for me. But that means I get to enjoy it later. I'll just keep on watching all the data mining for the moment. Good evening, Will. Hope you're doing well. You got back into BfA today. You're a classic player, so struggling to adjust a little bit. It's very, very much different to classic. But welcome back, Flame Off. Only the really big streamers are getting it. It seems to be at the moment. Stolpcraft, good evening to you. Have I heard the newest news about the virus already? Pets struggle with the owner's home. Veterinarians report an increase of bruised tails from wagging and exhausted cats throw up from lack of peace and quietness. That's interesting. Poor animals, you don't think about it. I did read that a lot of wildlife outside is enjoying the fact that it's a lot quieter now, and there's a lot more wildlife around, which is also pretty nice. Trying to avoid the Shadowlands spoilers. Economy stuff doesn't count. I'm the same, Will. I don't really want to do much storyline or see too much of the zones. Obviously, as a streamer and someone who writes the content, I do feel like I need to keep on top of it somewhat more than I might want to be comfortable with. So I will get the odd spoiler here and there, but I try and keep just my focus on things like professions. That's the main thing, really. For fishing last Saturday, you've got the cheap tight spray linen. Oh, fantastic. Picked up enchanting today. A little bit confused with the bracelet shuffle. It is quite confusing, Saltcraft. It made sense in my head when I did it. Now looking back on it, even I'm confused myself. Where can you find my crafting operations? You are more than welcome to have a look at my paste bins. The latest 8.3 ones are there. Paste bin. You're more than welcome to pick those apart and take a look yourself. They're now asking people to think of the well-being of the animals. Give them unused rooms in the house if needed. That's a good idea. We have Cookie behind me at the moment. She seems to be okay at the moment. She's resting quite nicely. She does seem to have the odd crazy moment though. Although saying that, she's used to my family being around, at least someone being around in some point. So for our animals, they're quite used to it. Calling me about work stuff when you're watching a Samadan stream. How rude indeed, Deviated. Hopefully we won't get lots of that. I think these should be expiring soon, but let's check the guild tab. Here we go, guilds and communities. I've got a little icon here. So this is Jack's community. Join community. Oh, I'm invited there. I can see the invite here. This is something Jack the Dipper has set up, a World of Warcraft community for Trade Skill Master TSM Gold Makers. So you are more than welcome to join them. Let's have a look. If you need any help or can help with the add-on TSM, then you're making gold and you're welcome to join. Feel free to join and hang out. So we're going to go over and join in. It's my first time in the community. There we go. Fantastic. Lots of people. Lizard, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Ready for a raid. I don't think I'm going to do a raid today because my concern at the moment is the... Thanks. My concern at the moment is the fact that the boost is going to go on the 20th. I'd love for them to boost it and carry it on for another month. But oh wow, Mr. GM raiding me. Good evening, Mr. GM. How are you? How is Alpha doing? Thank you very much for coming over there. Harry, thank you very much for the follow. That's very kind of you. How was your stream, Mr. GM? Hope it was all good. Welcome everybody from Mr. GM's stream. So we don't have Shadowlands Alpha here, sadly, but we did have a good look at the professions on the Wowhead blog that was recently. So if you haven't checked that out, please do check out the Wowhead economy blog which I wrote. Wowhead. That gives you a link to the kind of things that we deal with here, which is pretty much all around gold making. Wow, thank you all for the follows. They're going to come through. Aaron, Connectors, I recognise a few names here from Mr. GM stream. Who else have we got? Drawrith, good evening to you. Archdruid, Connectus, thank you all for stopping by. Well, lovely to have you all here. So what have you found, no spoilers of course, Mr. GM, but what have you found so far in, and Creatives, good evening to you as well. Connectors, good evening to you, and Cook Meat, thank you for stopping by. Bo and Riven, I've done you Riven, haven't I already, but welcome again. Time for dinner, we'll have an awesome stream. Samadan in your ears, excellent silent mouse. He looked at Oribus, did he? Did some shaman far sighting today, and you found the city. Ah, fantastic. How was it? Obviously, I don't want too much in the way of story spoilers, but I'm really interested in looking at the new aesthetic and the new the models, and I've been looking at those on Wowhead and everything. There's absolutely loads of things that's very, very nice from a 3D artist point of view, because that's my thing. If you've seen my intro screen and my BRB screen, that's what I do as a 3D artist. So looking at all the WoW art is really my bag, definitely. The Shadowlands dungeon looks like heaven from Diablo 3. Does it really? Well, okay. And everyone else who's followed, thank you, Shari Tusk and Mr. Generalism. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's not finished yet, but the expansion is beautiful. What I've seen so far of Bastion, it really does look like the sort of like the fields of Elysium. I can see where they've got the inspiration for that. Am I ready for Shadowlands? Not quite, the Grim Knight. What I would like to do is I want to have every profession ready. So I want to have at least a 120 character for every single profession. So we're going to do a little bit of leveling tonight to try and get at least another 120 character. And then I need to pick up jewel crafting, blacksmithing, engineering are the three main ones I'm missing at the moment. But I will definitely. We've got a whole load of auctions that are just expiring now. So there goes my gold, and we'll just go through. Excuse me, and we'll go through and collect up all these expires. We'll repost these on first, and then we'll go through and go on from them. But the profession stuff is looking incredibly interesting with Shadowlands. I like the fact that there aren't really any rank 3s or bind on pickup items in view at the moment. Definitely going to grab some food, going to have a good stream, buddy. Thank you very much, Mr. GM. Thank you very much for the raid. I look forward to seeing more of your streams on Alpha very soon. Doing any of that leveling in time walking dungeons. I don't think I'll do time walking today because I believe there's a Legion invasion on at the moment. So that's probably going to be the most effective way for my 106 character to get all the way up. What have we got? We need to do a few more expires. Let's deal with those whilst they come in. And then we'll post those on. I've got a few more expires just coming through. They're all expiring now, just as we're here. So I'll post those on at the same time as they expire. So I'll just get this rotating through. This is kind of, for those that aren't familiar with it, this is my gold making routine where we're relisting my auctions on. This character, Samadan, my main, has enchanting and tailoring and also cooking, and those are the main things. Andy, good evening to you, and wishes are Catholics, good evening to you as well. The nether weave bags are good ones, but they do take a while to make. That's the main problem. Oh, I missed one there. Fadekine, good evening to you. Have a question. Can you explain me the difference between crafting cost and mat cost? In your TSM crafting tooltip section, you don't understand where the mat cost comes from and how it's calculated. So if you look in your professions, I'll just post this lot up and then we'll have a look at the professions together. You'll have your crafting reports materials, and that will show you how the mat cost is calculated on a per material basis. So that's what gives you the mat cost. Let me just wait for this to come on through. Morrigan, thank you very much for the follow. Remaining time on Legion Assault is 3 hours 44. Okay, thank you, Silent Mouse. So I better make sure we get over there before the end of the stream. I should have enough time because I'll be streaming until 10 anyway. Any tips on gold making on live? Well, my thing is professions, and the main tip which I always give everyone is make sure whatever you do something you enjoy. If you enjoy farming, go and do that. If you enjoy professions like I do, then try and do as many professions as you can and go as deep and as wide as you possibly can for diversity. At the moment, enchanting and alchemy are doing very well for me, as well as a little bit of tailoring and leatherworking. But as we're looking at the materials, so if you go to crafting reports, and then you've got crafts on the left here and materials on the right. So if you go to materials, then each of these has a value, and then that value is given by the default crafting cost here, which is the minimum between. Now I've added this one in onto my default average buy, but normally it's just minimum between DB market, which is the market value, the crafting cost, the vendor buy cost, or the convert DB market, which is the price of the item you'd get it from if you converted it, like saying doing chaos shatter or something like that for ley-like shards. And then I added in average buy because for me, I buy a lot of my auctions. I don't go out and farm things or things like that, so I've added average buy in there as well. So that kind of works for me, and that kind of sets my materials up. And then the crafting cost is basically looking at the map price and adding all that up for the crafting cost and giving you an actual value as to what TSM thinks it would cost to make. Sorry if I'm asking too many questions, but would it be worth it to dabble in cooking since progression is almost over? So will people still buy the food? I'm still getting sales now to all of the food, so yes, I would definitely say cooking is worth it. If you have got it, it's really worth getting the chef's hat because it means cooking is really fast. So it's definitely worth it as well. Let's take some more of these expires whilst we're talking. I'll get this posted on so we can do some levelling soon. You made 25,000 gold this week, which is with cooking already. Well, there we go. Also a good time for armour and bags, as Jack says, simply because so many people are making alts at the moment and making sure that they get up to level 120 before the end. But not before the end, but before the XP boost goes. Tomcat, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Could have sworn that today was Tuesday, but you stand corrected, today is Sunday. Good to see you as well, Tomcat. How are you? How have you been? We're just going through and relisting all my auctions on at the moment. We'll just keep this running through. This is all my tailoring and enchanting going on at the moment. As are lots of other endgame foods, which is the feast and kebab are still selling very well. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of the new visions food either. I've only recently got the recipes myself, so that'll be something else to have a look at. Uncanny in bags like never before at the moment. I have to restock every day, especially on bags. Yes, bags of all kinds, from netherweave to frostweave to silkweave, and then hexweave bags are all selling well for me. Any tips on tailoring gold making? So with tailoring, what I find works quite well is to make sure that you've got all expansions, as many tailoring recipes as you can have, because a lot of things like the shirts still sell, and some of the older cloth like the tuxedos and things like that, people will still buy them from time to time. So to have a good depth of tailoring is really useful. And then obviously the big gold maker, if you have a enchanter, is you can feed your braces into enchanting, which is really useful. Let's go through and just keep this running. Let's go through more expires. Let this all come through. Your biggest issue is getting the mats low enough to turn a profit on crafting. Mats on your server are so high you don't have enough gold right now to be able to turn a profit on buying mats and then crafting. It can be just down to a question of timing. Sometimes you have to get up early or look at odd times in the day to try and get the bargains that come up there. That's the hardest part, really. Doing about the same as always, but relatively speaking, better than in a long while, you guess. Wish the relativity was for good reasons, though. I know it's a very strange time, so all I can say is stay safe and make sure you look after your mental health first and foremost, because these are very strange times. Alright, let's go post these on for the moment. But it's good to have you here. More than welcome to hang out. Still doing bracelet shuffle for easy profit. Yes, the bracelet shuffle is pretty good, although I find I've got an excess of Umbra shards at the moment, which I could really do with fixing at some point. And that's going to be by doing the honourable scepters and turning them into veil crystals. Can be Samo, good evening to you. Send them to you. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to make a good use of it. No problems, Alcarin. If anyone does have any questions, if I have missed anything in the chat, please do say again, because it's moving rather fast tonight. And if I or anyone else in the chat can't answer it, then I'm sure we'll be able to point you in the right direction. Right, so looks like everything, or bar a few things there, have been relisted on, so that's good. I did a little bit of a restock on Samadan, so I'm going to quickly rush through each of the characters. I'm not going to open the gold today. I'm going to save that for Sunday's stream. So we've got, 31,000 in sales since Sunday, so that's a good start. Let's go have a look at our next character, who's our Alchemist. We're really hoping for a Silas proc on Awakening, so if we can make some more potions. Newavin, good evening to you. Finally caught me live. How was my stay-at-home challenge? I must admit, I am really enjoying staying at home. I'm enjoying spending time with my family and my children, and I'm enjoying working from home. I'm enjoying being able to go out into the garden and make fences and vegetable beds and things like that, spend time with the cats, and then have ultimately more time to stream as well. So overall, I'm absolutely loving it. And once a week I have to go outside and do some food shopping, that's the only thing. Zarlit, good evening to you, hope you're doing well. Right, let's have a look. We did have some purchases. I bought some cheap herbs earlier. We have a few sales on potions. Probably worth a cancel scan at this stage. Let's go through just on the... There you go, Jack. We've still got a dipping for elixirs group. So it's still going strong, although I haven't restocked in a while, actually. So I'll run a cancel scan on this lot. Be home long enough to use the hot tub during daylight. That sounds idyllic. Not having to wake up at 5 in the morning is so good. Most definitely, Slayjack. I'm in the same boat. I used to get up at 5:30, and so being able to just get up at 7 is so much nicer. Adriana, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. So a few different potions, some below minimum price, so those will be left off. But we'll just take the cancels for now. 14,000 gold so far. Let's take these back on, and then we should hopefully generate a few more sales, although obviously getting a Silas proc would be the best thing right now. So let's do a post of those again, get those back on. All reasonable prices from the look of those, so they're all good. And let's see, right, can we get a potion of prosperity? No, it's a decanter of disguise. Sad times indeed. I think we've done our daily cooldown already for a bag of anchors, so I'll leave Awakening there. We'll carry on to the next character. You're the complete opposite. You're on working 12-hour shifts. Ouch, that is tough. I hope you're managing okay with that one. Inscription trinkets are selling like hotcakes on your server. Zenithid dropped in prices to 32 each as well. Very nice. You finally decided to use your inks for Veil Crystals. How's it working out for you, Mushy? Is the making of the Ultramarine okay in terms of time? If you were to invest 100,000 gold, let me just go on, into making some gold, what would be the best way to do it? So I would look at fast-moving materials as my first option, and potentially even some classic ones as well, or some old world ones, and see what the kind of the general market value is, and then what the region market value is, and see if you can find any cheap ones, and then buy the cheap ones and then relist them on at a higher price. Try and get a gauge for what your stable market price is for fast moving things like Zenithid and Anchorweed, and see if you can just scoop up the cheap ones and then post them on for a little bit more. That would be my first thought, really. Rather than going into one big BOE flip or something like that, lots of little auctions will help spread you across lots of different potential markets. Have I tried the transmute meat to pet? No, I haven't actually. That's one I haven't actually bothered to try. While there's an XP buff, decide to move away from your home server and make several alts on different ones to see which is better. Oh, fantastic! I wonder how that will work out for you. Do let us know. 50,000 in Tice Raid, 20,000 in Thread. You've made over 300 so far and nowhere done with your inks. Oh, right, okay. Oh, Two Blue, thank you very much for your sub. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. I hope I've got your name correct. Is it Two Blue? But thank you very much. That's incredibly kind of you. You invested 35k in your 11 120 monks last Thursday to get Anchor Transmute, and today they have made that gold back, and you have enough mats for all of them to keep crafting for 25 days more. Now that is a good way of investing your time and your alts, definitely. Scrap green, disenchant blues, then buy 40,000 in herbs, your scrolls with the red ink, scrap all the greens from the scribe and make epic trinkets, the sinister ones, and disenchant that and make enchants to give you about 250,000 in return. Made you type for your life there. Well, it's much appreciated, Mushy. I think that works out quite well. So we've got 9,000 in sales on inscription so far. So let's do another cancel scan on these, because these are fairly competitive, the few things that I do have on. So we'll go through and we'll just... the contracts not so much, but the war scrolls and the compendiums are the ones that I really want to get some sales on, hopefully. So we'll take those off and we'll repost these on. What are some of the best places to farm for items to vendor, considering you'll bring 2 characters at a time, one on follow? So I hear that now I always get the name of it wrong. It's not Sky Shrine, is it? It's is it Sky Step? Sky Reach. There we go. Thank you, Mushy. Sky Reach in Walls of Draenor. Sky something is the one that people are talking about at the moment. I'd say that one as a first stab in terms of just vendoring things. It looks like War Scroll's getting a nerf to further align with how they're going to be playing out in Shadowlands, so they might stop selling as well because the buff isn't as good anymore. Interesting. So I guess what I will do in that case, the same with the Drums of Fury, is I will just keep selling them for as long as I possibly can. And then if I do see sales start to take a nosedive, then I'll consider taking them off my rotation. But thank you for the heads up. It's always good to keep an eye on these things and then realise the reasons why things are changing in price due to market demands. Right, so I got through all of this lot. Glyphs are your secret spot. Shush. Any buff is still better than no buff. Anyone doing Mythic Plus will still be buying them. That's a good point, actually. Is that even if it is a reduction, if it's a reduction across the board, then everyone will still be wanting them for the same thing, unless it becomes just not effective to do so. But I don't do them myself, so I don't know the actual stats. Right, so we're okay on that front. I don't think we need to restock on anything. Famous last words. Let's just check. Crafting groups, restock. Okay, we do have some War Scrolls of Fortitude and Battle Shout. We need a little bit of Crimson ink here, so we could do a little bit. I did buy some more herbs just recently, so let's just take some of these out, like the Riverbud. We'll do that. Get ourselves a little bit of Crimson Pink, or for Crimson ink. Yeah, it's the same with Drums of Fury as well. I mean, the sales are good and consistent at the moment, but I don't sell enough of them to make a large amount of gold, but they are nice to have, certainly. Right, let's create Crimson ink and see how much we need. 52 here, so let's let that run through for the moment. Do you create your own groups or just import other people's? I'm always a fan of creating your own, especially when you're learning TSM, because it just allows you to sort of work out how things work at whichever pace works for you. But obviously if you want to get started and you understand the principles, then having a look at someone else's groups is a good way to see how someone else is organised, but how one person's brain works compared to yours can be very different. Hey Dent, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a lovely evening so far. We are currently making a Hollow to Crimson ink, not too much, just a little bit to get ourselves some restocks, and then we're going to go and do a little bit of levelling at the end of this. See if we can make use of the Legion Invasion that's on. So War Scroll of Battle Shout, 5 of Fortitude, and then Tolan Seekers. You make 60 scrolls at a time. That's a good idea. I might increase my stock levels, but it's awful to make that much ink. Yes, I think at 10 at the moment I'm okay. I did try upping it to 15, but I think I'll stick with 10 for now. Where am I? Alright. As a rogue, I was completely disappearing there. Let's go and post this lot on. Do I still have the string for the expulsum value? Which one, Jack? The one that's just based off of Tide Spray prices? Not Tide Spray, the Tide Spray Bracer times like 6.5 or 7 or something like that. I don't have it, no, because I'm using the one from the Bracer Shuffle now. But I think it should be basically whatever the item number is for the Tide Spray Bracer, divided by, no, times probably about 7 or 7.5. Give me that one. The one from the Bracer Shuffle, it's quite a long one, and it requires you to have everything in there, but you're more than welcome to take a look at that and the spreadsheet that goes with it. That's the big one, but they all kind of work together. The Veiled Crystals, the Umbra Shards, the Gloom Dust, and the Expulsum. Ink creating is AFK creating only for you. Yes, I think that's probably the only way to really do it. And I think with Shadowlands and Alchemy it's going to be the same with extracting for the potions as well. So we'll have both milling and extracting now to deal with in Shadowlands, which is going to be interesting, certainly. Right, I'll leave that for now. I think we're okay there. Let's swap to our next character. So we'll go to Earthen and check on our leatherworking. Want to buy mass craft of inks? Yeah, definitely. Why would anyone? Why add any more trade skill time sinks? It's a strange one, sweetie. I would have liked them to have gone the other way. Rather than add it to alchemy, I would have liked them to have taken it off from inscription. But I'm sure Blizzard have their reasons of trying to sort of slow down the amount of production, really. That's the main thing. Helmet, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. And happiest, good evening to you. A Monday stream. It's a Tuesday stream. I know all the days are completely messed up, but good to have you here. It's completely messed up with the... Oh, we have some really good sales for Earthen here. Lots of uncanny, mail and leather. Decent amount of that, and some drums of the mountain. Shimmer scale gauntlets there as well. Coarse leather treads. So it's a good mix of gear. We won't collect that up just yet, but that will mean we have to restock in a few things, I imagine. A few of these are going to expire, so let's actually take all of these off now whilst they're here, because there's only 30 minutes left on them. So we might as well take them off. It takes a while to cancel the auctions though, so I'll just run through this as quickly as possible. You don't mind the time sinks, to be fair. It means fewer people would bother to do it, which usually means better profits. Exactly. Well, I don't want it to be too easy. I was honestly so certain it was Monday. Especially when you put a bank holiday Monday, it does make things incredibly confusing. Who is that? That was from Metcat. Yes, they found the last video that Shara posted on YouTube about a year ago about the explanation of all the possible TSM operations. Average buy, average DB market, and historical is really, really good. And should do that one day as well. Yeah, that's a good idea, Metcat, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I know Shayra and Zionic are still around, but obviously they don't stream so much now. They were a great team, definitely. Goldmaking master and an expert farmer. They were a great team, definitely. You also try to post cancel auction macro thing through TSM and it doesn't work. Any idea? Set to scroll up and down when holding shift down. So I have it with control. Sometimes you have to try and apply it a few times. So you go to the macro, for mine it's up down control, and you click update existing macro. Do it a few times and it might stick. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky and it doesn't always stick at the same time. How much do I play off stream? Not a great deal, Silent Mouse. Obviously now that I'm working from home it's a little bit easier just to, first thing in the morning, just relist anything that might have expired. But also because I am streaming more often, I can now actually just basically do that on stream as well. No need to apologise at all, Faderco. But I couldn't understand why, for example, the flasks. For the flasks, the mat cost is not the same as the crafting cost. That does not make sense. The total of the components in the tooltip for crafting cost should be the same value than the price listed in the mat cost. It depends, I guess, how you've set everything up. And I can't remember with something like the flasks, how many flasks do you make per craft? Is the other thing to think about, because sometimes it's a proportional amount, and then if you're thinking of the Silas Prockers, Cassette and Mushy are saying, then you have to factor that in, and in which case it's very hard to add it up for the crafting cost, because I used the 1.7, so by that point I think a craft is not one potion or flask in this case. It's per craft, which is almost like a batch of potions, and then I added a custom string to just tell me what the price of the potion was, and that was a lot easier for me to understand. I can jump back onto Awakening if that makes sense, if you are talking about sort of if you've taken into account the Silas proc. Right, there's all my cancels. Let's deal with those. Shimmer Scale Diving Suit is on a turn-in at the moment. It's because of the smart average of Zenithid costs 50 gold on Auction House, but if you bought at 60 gold on average it will show different. That could be another interesting one actually, Metcat. I hadn't considered that. So it may not add up exactly when it's looking at market average and the smart average, but it should add up as much as possible. The proc system can make a good point, make a good profit, but it's so hard to get a good read on profit. Yes, exactly, Jack, because you're not seeing the actual values. You're having to propagate it over a list of averages. Trivial Gnome, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. I was looking for your maroon pigment calculation yesterday, and you found the problem. Oh right, Metcamp, what was that? Right, so we've done all of that, and that's posted on. So let me just check, because I've got a feeling with all of that stuff that we've sold, we're going to need to do a reasonable restock on this. There's a fair amount of uncanny gear. We're slightly shy on the amount of expulsum. We have 6, we need 37, so we are missing a lot there. So we will have to do some braces for that. I'll leave that for now though, because I want to focus on the levelling this evening. But that just means I need to make a whole load of braces and send them on over. So that's going to be a focus for another time off stream. So we'll go there and we'll move on to our next character. You thought it was calculated on the price of Zenithid min buy on the auction house, but it was calculating your average buy that you have in stock. Yeah, I would certainly use average buy over min buy in preference at any time, certainly. El Morte will come to and look at the actually level 108, more than I thought. I thought we were 106 the other day. That must have been from our time walking. Because of the smart average that you checked in. Right. Let's just check Nadamas for our vendor sales. That'll be a nice quick one to do. As Marsba pointed me out to a reasonably cheap vendor as well. We can fix that as we go. So, right, let's have a look outside. We don't need Azeroth autopilot here, so I'm just going to move those off for the moment. Check. We have a few expires and a few sales. Potato and nylon thread have sold. So let's go on over. Actually, we need to do a cancel scan before we do this. Just make sure we've taken everything off. So let's go to this, run a cancel scan. Those have been off, and actually that's about to expire anyway, so we'll take that off. And then we'll take everything else. Take those cancels. Right, okay, now we can go on over to our vendors, which is one over here. And we'll go to TSM and groups, buy groups. We buy some fresh potato and nylon thread to restock on those sales. I don't think we need anything else from this person because we've just done that. So now we're fine on that front. So now we can go through and then we can just auction these on. So this is literally buying things off the vendor and selling them again. Currently at 15,000 gold doing this, as well as a few other little bits and pieces. So that's not bad really. And when we've got enough working capital on this character, we'll get going with jewel crafting. Is going to be the focus profession on this character. Kind of like a self-contained one really. Although, thinking about that with Shadowlands, we really need to have a jewel crafter on the Alliance side as well, if we're going to do something. Because the way all the professions interact with each other, with the jewel crafting bits being able to add optional crafts onto other things, and the same with all the others, I think we might need to think of another character as well. Yeah, as you said, Will, thinking ahead to Shadowlands, we need to think about all the professions on one alliance. I'm not going to do a faction transfer because Nadamas is going to remain my one and only Horde character. I want to have someone on the other side anyway. Yeah, if they really do all interact, we need to think about it. You normally use min buyout for your crafting costs since you restock on the material immediately after you've crafted stuff. That can potentially be quite dangerous, Stolpcraft. What I would suggest is not always buying at the same time when you craft stuff, but actually trying to spread your buying across a few days and look at your average buy and try and buy less than your average buy if at all possible. That's why you're leveling 4 additional characters at the moment. Yes, I think Bridget, I gave her a little bit of a run earlier today just to see what the leveling was like at that point, and it's really, really fast. So we're going to have a look. Let's take... So we've got a number of 120. So we've got... Samadan has the... Now Samadan has the enchanting and the tailoring. Awakening has the herbalism, but also Samadan has the herbalism, so we don't really need 2 characters with herbalism. We could maybe drop herbalism off of Samadan, as Awakening's the druid anyway, that's better for gathering as it is, and maybe Samadan can pick up the dual crafting on this side. You would not want Mushy. You need your herbalist for Fellwort. Ah, yes. Good point, actually. You would not drop herbalism. Yes, so when I start doing the glyphs, I may need that, certainly. Want to buy notes against characters with the character select screen. That's a good idea, the real deal. I know they're going to put the male icon next to them, which is going to be really nice. But yeah, that would be good. Yeah, that's a very good point, though, Mushy, to keep herbalism for the Legion glyphs and things. So maybe we are going to have to think about another character. So Earthen is leatherworking and skinning. I'd like to keep skinning because it pairs so well with leatherworking. And then Almorte is currently an alchemist. We're going to swap that to blacksmithing and mining. We already have the mining side of things, so it looks like we really need to think about leveling up these two characters. At least Bridget, my hunter, because she's a lot of fun, like you said, to play. It is a time sink though, I do understand that. Yeah, but it is fun. And I'm enjoying using Azeroth Autopilot at the moment. That seems to be working okay for the lower levels at the moment. But let's go and look at doing at least a Legion invasion whilst we're here. We're currently at 108. That should hopefully get us to 110. Let's just move some of these off and move this around a little bit. Move that side. The zone information things. My interface is a little bit of a mess at the moment. Do apologise for that. Let's just check my actual auctions at the moment. Do we have anything in here? Doesn't look like we have any sales as of yet. It's all about to expire, so let's take this off. So we do need to actually, looking at this, we do need to take some of that wild jade and send it to Samadan. He needs 2 for one of his enchants. So let's take, I'll give him 6 just so he's got a number of them for the moment. So where's my wild jade? Let's take that. Split that out and send that. Move this over here. Send the wild jade to Samadan because you'll need that for your enchants. I think that's for the Tome of Illusions Pandaria. So we'll send that one over. And then we'll post the rest of the stuff on for the moment. There we go. Is it worth leveling a druid for herbing? Just use the mech mount on your rogue currently. Kind of weird, you know, but how much quicker would a druid be for it? It's not necessarily quicker, it's just preferences really more than anything else. Druids are better just because their travel form is instant cast. That's the main thing. For crafting with inks, you want to price some inks with min buyout. For 1 roseate pigment and a Stormwind ink vendor like this, but you get an error. What are you doing wrong? So the DB min buyout, the minimum between either the min buyout or, so what's the item, the I129032, what are you looking at for that one? Are you trying to look at that one? Are you looking at the vendor buy of that price? Or, no, actually it'll be vendor sell, not vendor buy. So you might have to do DB min buyout, comma, vendor sell, and then that item number. You might have to put a couple of extra brackets in that, I think. Also inviting my alts to the community. Thank you, Jack. I saw the pings coming in. No problem. No mountain time, that's the main things, isn't it? Use Guardian Druid enchants on your gloves and you're good to go. Another character can do that. That's the roseate pigment, yeah. Then there is no min buyout price. You can trade a lot of inks to 1-to-1. Right, okay. Oh, did I disconnect? That was weird. You had it as well. Was it a big lag spike? That's very strange. Let me just check my stream manager. Yeah, the bitrate had gone red for some reason. It looks green on OBS at the moment, so maybe that was a bit of a Twitch hiccup or something like that. F5 to refresh the stream. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, that's very strange. Well, thankfully we're back, so that's good. Not completely, but bad connection. Yeah, it must have been a strange one. Right, so I got that lot posted on. You cannot trade inks for inks. Okay, the Legion herbs are insane. Yes, I've not looked into the way the Legion herb stuff looks and works, so that's the extent of my knowledge, unfortunately. maybe a mini outage. It could be Will, but normally something like that, my internet actually goes down completely because my router does just do that randomly anyway. So maybe it was something to do with that. You've been dropping packets all day as well. Well, it could be. Maybe it is. Welcome to the new internet where everyone's using it. Zebedine, 1979, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. A fine vintage year. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got 31 slots free, so that should be enough for our levelling at the moment. You normally have to do a router reset, do you? Yeah. I mean, mine just drops completely randomly and it stays off for a while. So, where are we at? We need to go to... Now, I don't really want the Golden Lantern at this stage. What's going to be my best point? I guess Dalaran, really, for the Elysian Invasion. So let's go this way. Have I got a draft of the 10 lands? Would be my next thing. I've got full set of heirlooms, so we're all set on that front. Let that load through. So Dalaran, it's the Legion Assault is in Stormheim, so we can do that. Let's have a look at draft of the 10 lands. We've got 2 of them left. Okay, so we'll turn that on once I've done that. We've got Azeroth Autopilot telling me to do a load of stuff here, so we'll leave that off to the side. Go to Class Hall and pick a zone and go there. I've already done that though, picking a zone, so it's not picked up which one I've picked. So that's slightly odd, but that doesn't matter really because we're only going to fly through this. We're not going to do any Legion stuff, really, when you look at how fast we're going through at the moment. So let's head on over to worst lag in the month you had in Stormheim today. Had to change shard because it was unworkable. Oh, really? Yeah, it's BT OpenReach. Let's head... No, wrong direction. Let's head... Right. The pass is somewhere between the 2 mountains there, so let's head that direction. 90% of my auctions recently have come up as a below min price, posting at min. Should you look at your operations or just keep posting them as usual? It could be someone crashing the market on your server. It's worth having a look at your auctions. Have a look in the tooltip what your min, normal and max prices are, and compare it against the DB market, the DB region market, just to get a gauge on prices. See if there's anything strange going on there. Are you a super laggy in Stormheim as well? It could be. Could it be because of the invasion? Show off the QWERTY t-shirt. Oh yes, of course, Mushy. Thank you for reminding me to do the promotional. So my link there is a referral link. Let me just go into things. So basically what I've got at the moment, let's go, hold on, me full screen. I'll show you that t-shirt at the moment, which is a Studio Ghibli one. So we've got Princess Mononoke here, and the big forest creature there. But QWERTY do some really, really nice t-shirts, so I highly recommend them. And then with that referral link that's just popped up in chat, that one will basically, if you set up an account and buy a t-shirt, I will get a free random one when I buy a t-shirt. John, thank you very much. 14 months. That's amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Well, I've got a whole load of stuff popping up here on Azeroth Autopilot. It was a 2 to 3 second lag, was it really? Okay, let's have a look. We want to do this one first. Let's head in that direction. We'll ignore that arrow because we don't need that one. You keep losing connection to Battle.net, do you? Oh, right, okay. Here you are. Let's quickly come in. Did I get in there? I think I did. We are currently Blood Death Knight, so that's good. Just in time to do this one. There we go. The tomcat cats are very quiet, very dark against the dark background. They're good to see though. That's really nice. Right, okay, so yeah, it does seem maybe slightly laggy here. Yeah, in terms of looting, that does seem quite slow. On everything, wonderful on loot quests. Yeah, it does seem a little bit laggy, first impressions. And a little bit of a delay there in mounting up. Nothing too bad right now though. I imagine it's because lots of people... Oh, I forgot my draft for the 10 lands. Let's just make sure we consume that. One of those. And then let's go back onto this. Quite slow, a little bit definitely. It does seem to be. Right, okay, so Congealed Corruption is over this direction. Hasn't loaded through on that, but we can go through and do that, okay. What's the actual mission there? Felry the core fragment, the demon slain. Okay, now can I remember which one this was? Oh, was this one inside the cave? The overlook. Let me have a look and see. Here it is.
The shattered core of a fallen fell
There's
reaper
one.
is giving rise to a host of aberrations. Recover the core
Aberrations. There we go. Let's deal with that. Ah, this is the one over there as well. Okay. Okay, we can do this whilst we're here. Yeah, it definitely seems quite laggy. From the look of that. But it's so many times this month. Yeah, it does seem a little bit odd. Let's see what we can do about it. Do all of these. Oh, here comes the other one. Do we need to do Amorphous as well? Target is tapped. Yes, Amorphous slain on here as well. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely slow from looking at things. It should be okay for the moment though, I think. Very laggy. Yeah, definitely. If you're on EU, you can join as freshly made Timecodes community in the game. There we go, thank you, Jack. And don't forget the Discord as well. There we go. Oh, didn't join. Oh, it's just as bad, is it? You can see some people teleport. Okay, it's across the board, is it? Maybe it's because of the whole everyone rushing to do the XP boost, perhaps. But yeah, that does seem incredibly slow. What have we got? 4 out of 10. Fell Reaver core fragment. We need to think about. Let's have a look. All these are all. I've got one there. Yeah, that does seem so laggy. Well, we'll see what we can do. Marek Krotka, good evening to you. It's already laggy yesterday in Stormheim. Yeah, I've never experienced it this laggy. This is new for me. Don't know if this is actually required at this point. But they look like they've got a thing on them. Do they count as a demon? Fell Reaver core fragment. Fragmented Fell Blight. Aha, they have the core fragments on them. That will be that. That's slowly coming through. I feel like I'm in slow motion here at the moment. You're having lag in BfA areas as well, are you? This is my first time encountering it. Yeah. This is noticeable though. Definitely noticeable. I have to just do things one at a time and it'll work. Thankfully, as a tank spec, it's kind of easier just to make sure that things are coming through okay. And you're not having to button mash too much. It doesn't require too much in the way of fast response times. Yeah, big time lag now at the moment. Let's see if we can loot something. We've got some more fragments, so we're doing okay on that. We have no target. I should have, there we go, 5 of 12. Let's get another one in. 3. There we go. Creepachew, good evening to you. How am I today? I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Target is not in front of me. Okay, let's just move ourselves a little bit in a better position. We'll do this and then we'll do the demons a little bit after this. And hopefully the other ones aren't going to be quite as bad and then we can get out of this zone. This is incredibly laggy at the moment. Any advice for gold as the market price have just plummeted and oversaturated? I haven't, it depends on your server really. If the prices have plummeted, then hopefully you should be able to pick up some decent bargains and be able to craft things quite cheaply and easily. Unless you're talking about farming things, in which case I would suggest maybe go from farming to professions if you can and see if you can craft something at a decent profit. You're levelling in the wrong side of the planet. Ask what I was up to, not what I was doing. Okay, sorry. Do apologise, Creepachew. So we are doing at the moment the Legion Invasion, which is incredibly laggy at the moment. We're trying to make the most of trying to get ourselves another 120 character. Currently at 108 with El Morte here, my Death Knight. Trying to fight our way through the lag and get ourselves up to at least 110 if possible with this one invasion. That would be really nice. I need to make sure I loot before all of this times out on me actually. There's 5 fragments. Don't know how many I need. Another 1 after this. Another 2 actually after that. There is no loot. Let that run through. Stuff is selling, but barely breaking even. Ouch. What kind of stuff are you selling, Laserbeam? Are raw gold farms still a thing? They are, certainly. Skyreach seems to be the popular one of the moment. This should hopefully give me enough for another 2 that I need, and then I need to go over and do the demons after this. You have dual Australia and UK passport, but living in the US right now, so go figure. That's an interesting combination, certainly. We're on the same shard. In Stormwind you also see many people from Shadowsong. Oh, interesting. Maybe the shard is not okay because you had lag as well. Okay, Kozak, okay. That's interesting to note. Right, do I have enough now? Hopefully, yes, we have enough for that. Once that's come through. And registered, yep, that's registered. So let's go find ourselves some demons to sell. Sell? That's a typical gold maker. Some demons to kill. Where are they going to be located? Seems to be one here. Felbound Guardian. Once you've come through, there we go. I'll just have to try and think about pressing once and then going through things. There's another couple of Guardians over there. Let's see if we can get some extras. There we go, 5 of 10. There's one just right next to us. Sure, I just pressed that. I know we did. Want to sell demons? Yeah. Is there any way you can reset your average buy in TSM? I would recommend using smart averages if you have it turned on, because that way it'll only use your what you have in your bags and your bank, so there's no real need to reset it from that point of view. That you'll find in your TSM settings. I can't quite show you just here at the moment, obviously, because I'm so lagged out it's going to be difficult to show you, but hopefully we've got enough there. If I can tag that one, and then we can get these two. We've got 6 of 10, so another 2 here, and then we can move on. Even with the XP bonus, this is okay. I think I can manage this for now in terms of pacing of things and dealing with the lag. We'll just have to check the rest of Stormheim afterwards. They won't mind being slain to be sold or sold to be slain. One or the others, certainly. They seem to be spawning fast enough, so if I just hang out in this area, this should be alright. You make 140k a week with raw gold farms. That's a decent amount, certainly. Right, here comes one. I'll make sure I get a hit on that one, and a hit on that one, and then hopefully we can just, this will be enough for our 2 that we need. I'll just stick with this one here. That's 9 of 10. This should give me my 5 of 10. Accounting and enable. There you go. Thank you, Jack. There we go. Okay, level 109. Fantastic. So let's go and get ourselves mounted. So yes, it's over here. So TSM, under settings, under accounting, and use smart average for purchase price. If you turn that on, then that will just make sure that your average buy is based on your what you have in your bags. So moving on, we've got Fell Corruptors, we have Al-Nazoth, looks like a good one. Let's do that. That's a single kill, that one, so that's definitely easier than doing the ones that have got all the other bits and pieces. I'm only going to go to 110, then I'm going to get myself out of here, definitely. Because this is definitely a laggy zone. So what have we got? Oh, that's the brood. That's the bonus objective. We don't need to bother with that. We can keep that one past. The main reason here, obviously, is trying to get enough 120s. There you are.
Another of the Legion's minions draws near. Eradicate it.
Good old Illidan. I miss his voiceover. Okay. So pots, flasks, food, and gear. Okay. So yeah, alchemy can be a tricky one. In terms of getting a decent profit, you really do need to take into account the Silas proc more than anything else on that one. And hopefully you can still get a decent profit that way. Alright, let's go this way. And where are you? Over here. So killing something else. I don't think you're in there, are you? Yeah, people in general chat have got the lag problem as well. Is it up here or is it around the other side? Soul Reaper. That that's for the souls. And Lord Cormac. Ah, yes, I've done this one before. We need to find... Where's the gated entrance bit? Over this way, I think. And then we still need to get 100% on this one. Was he swimming? It does look like it, certainly. Right, so Lord Cormac's done. So we'll take one of these. This will help me a little bit. With all the lag, it does make it a little bit difficult, certainly. When you go to do mass milling and find the herb you have most of is anchorweed. That's funny. Not very cost effective, but funny. Thank you, Mushy, for the help on the spreadsheet. It's very much useful. Whilst I deal with World of Lag at the moment. I've never ever played a game like this before. In all the time that I've been playing, I've never experienced lag like this. Either I've been incredibly lucky, or this is there you are. So we need to remove that and remove that. This should have a, there it is, a thing on a break that option, and then this should have a break option. And then we should take that. Well, we'll do him in a moment. Let's just kill this first. We've got some extras coming in. Here comes the Lord himself. Now this might be dangerous doing lag and having other characters on me at the same time. So I'll just do what I can at the moment. Now the game is set on an extra difficulty. It's very hard to play through this lag. Definitely. Lycan, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. We do have extra Samadan Tuesdays and Thursdays now with the help of working from home. I never tried playing from other countries while on business trips or holidays. No, I haven't, the real Chin. I don't tend to travel at all, to be honest. So I've never really thought of that. Lord Cormac we still need to do. We need some health here. So just press my buttons and hope that they eventually work. There's you all dead, and then we can do these. Hopefully we can get these done. We've got lots of fiends here as well. Okay, so that could be interesting. We just lag through all of that. Where are we at? 46%. Okay, we've got a fair amount still to do here. Okay. You've never been much for WoW events, but is there a profit to be made from Noble Garden? I've not tried Noble Garden. I hear people collect up the bunny for selling later, perhaps. Let's see if we can target stone. Let's see if we can do that. Hopefully we'll go up from 46 at some point on this. Let's move over here. This is where you die, or not, as the case may be, if I can just press my buttons quickly enough. Sorry, I've missed a few things in chat there whilst I've been focusing on this lag. Hopefully others will be able to answer, if not myself. One good thing's come from this apocalyptic mess then. Extra Samadan time's always welcome. Just finished watching the Sunday stream. Oh, excellent. Yes, that is one benefit certainly. 195 to 2.7. That's the Tice Ray price. Oh, okay. iMachine Go. That's when I say no you. What was that too, Drizzling Rose? I think I missed something with all the lag at the moment. I think I missed the point on that one. Okay, let's do that. We've got Didn't gain the extra 72%. Okay, let's take one of those. One of the champions. They should give me a decent amount. Yeah, I don't tend to bother with the event farms myself. Although Children's Week coming up, I will try and sell some chocolate cakes. Oh, the demon in-game. Oh, right, okay, just in case. Right. There's a load over here. Fellclaw Fiends. 80%. So it's going to take me a little while. But I think this should give me our 110 that we need once we do this quest. So that quick. I'm not going to bother carrying on with the rest of the invasion at the speed this is going at. I'll take that one as well. This should give me, what's that, 90%. Doing alright at the moment. You went for the Dark Moon Bunny last week while fishing. Had 2 shots, but no drop for you. Saw a couple of other people get it. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I guess that and the Holy Hand Grenade that's coming are absolutely fantastic ideas. It's lovely to see them coming in the game. Alright, come on. Let's get this done. 98%. Once I've done all these fiends, hopefully. That's interesting. Chat are blaming the lag on a multi-boxer. That's what they're blaming the lag on, really? Never heard something so absurd. Right, okay. So you've saved many noble souls, and we are now level 110, which is fantastic. So I'm going to half myself out of here. Right. Final push to retake Lordaeron. Our Reckoning. Okay, right. Loads of people do them, and you have to be patient to maybe get the pet mounts in 6 months' times. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. Phew, that was tough. Tough because of the lag. Do we have a new talent? We have a new PvP talent slot. Let's just put a random one on for the moment. That should work. Noski, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I want to buy some freehold boosts now. I don't really feel like buying it is my modus operandi really when it comes to leveling up. Hold on. You can earn 1 more level on Legion Invasions. Can I knew of it, and then BfA start BfA at level 111. Did I try time walking dungeons for leveling? And do you have all the heirlooms? I have most of them certainly. If I do a boost freehold, Healer would love a stop. You're still in the Nighthold. Oh, okay, Mushy. Well, it's worth thinking about, I guess. I don't know how fast doing freehold runs are. Let me see, actually. What was left to do in Stormheim? Were there any actual easy kill ones? We had the Invasion of Murlocs is quite slow to do. And then we have the Fell Corruptors smashed and the Demons slain, which could be quite tricky from that point of view. So I think I might leave that invasion, although those two might be tempting. I think with the lag that we've got at the moment, it's really you're level 110 in level 100 gear. So not doing so well. Yeah, definitely. So Laystone Seam Sample, I guess we should really hand that in whilst we're here for the mining rank 3s, I guess.
What's happening?
Steam Sample, around 20 minutes for your Demon Hunter for a freehold run, killing almost all trash. Am I in war mode? No, I don't think I am. let me just check. Well, let's add that in whilst I'm here. Let's accept that. And then let's go under, where is it? Specialisation and talents. War mode is off at the moment. Yeah, only turned on in Stormwind at the moment. You ran 14 times Emerald Nightmare, now getting up to your 120s, item level 420, and push through Alifar the Nighthold. This is your 4th character. The last boss on Timewalking Dungeon will award 630 to nearly 700,000 XP, so the equivalent of about 16 quests. If you get a good group, it's much faster. You finished your 4th ult yesterday, leveling to 120. Good groups is the tricky part, and also I feel like as a player myself I'm actually quite slow, and we did this last time and as a unholy death knight, and I feel like I slowed the group down with all my dying. Oh right, since war mode is on a different shard, you might not have lag if I enable it. That's a good point. There are a large amount of Alliance and Horde there though. Will I get killed quite frequently though? That could be a difficult one. It's worth a thought though, Neville. Thank you for that one. So looking at where we're at the moment, so Death Knight campaign we haven't really done. So we can probably Enclave to Stormwind optional. Take the portal from Greyfang. Return the Force Horsemen. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. We don't need that. Allied races, we don't need. Lost City of the Tolvir, that is not needed anymore. We can get rid of that one. Source of their power is ready for turn-in, but that's only 3,000 XP, so we'll leave that one for now. Can I see the note in the community? Let's have a quick look whilst we're here. Trader Joe's, not Trader Joe's, Trade Skill Master, there we go. El Morte. Yes, twitch.tv, Samadan plays well. Excellent. Thank you, Jack. But you DC'd from Battle.net a while back. Okay. All the people that are war mode off aren't there in war mode on. Interesting point, actually. Yes. Yeah, it did work. Excellent. So we could try that. We could try putting war mode on. Let's go to Stormwind and see if that makes any difference, and see if we can get ourselves at least to 111. Because I feel like we'll be in a stronger position at that point to then maybe run through BfA. I don't know how quickly BfA leveling is now. Certainly compared to Baralas we can't do yet. So let's do it here. Actually, we can do this here. That's fine. War mode on.
For the Alliance!
For the Alliance, there we go. Thomas, good evening for you. I had a very good Easter, thank you very much. Lots of time with my family and lots of fun streaming, so it was doubly good. So Dalaran, Asuna, can we actually do Dalaran from here? Storm Shield Ashran. That's old Dalaran we can do, obviously. Caverns of Time. Got 14 minutes left on my Shatrath and Exodar. So no, okay. Also, as Alliance, you have 25% extra XP. Oh, interesting, in War Mode. War Mode and BfA is totally fine in the Alliance zones. Yes, but if I am in Legion areas, then that might be tricky, mightn't it? But I've still got 13 minutes before I can get back to Dalaran. Unless we can think of another easy way of getting there. Storm Shield, Ashran. Can't do Borealis yet, so we might as well have a look at Hour of Reckoning whilst we're here. Champions of the Alliance. Meet Matthias Store in Stormwind Harbour. Let's do that whilst we're here. Oh, there is at the right of the okay, thank you, Asuna. Fantastic, thank you very much. Yeah, I was going to use my Dalaran Hearthstone, but I had 14 minutes left on it. So we are here. I guess we don't need to do that. Stormwind is there. Let's go fly over and have a look to over this direction. Okay, let's go head on over. See if we can get a little bit less lag this time, hopefully. Right, 1-2, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Did you decide on your new server? You've been pondering it a lot. Oh, Blazing Nemesis, yes. How did you get on with your choices there? No problem, real Ginny. Alright, you're hopping to bed. Very sleepy. Watch the VOD first thing tomorrow. Excellent. Jason Rose, lovely to have you here. Hope you have a lovely rest and see you again soon. You got internal auction error popping up all the time now. Any known fix for that? Not that I know of yet, Trivial Gnome. There is a thread on the WoW Economy Discord. If you post in there your experiences. Do not Warmode on if you do Legion Invasion. You've done it and a lot of people kill you a lot and you can't do the quest. Okay, listen, it's worth a try, I guess. We'll see what happens. I've got the two quests left, the Murloc one and the other one. We'll give it a go and we'll see how often I get killed. Long time no horse. Exactly, it's lovely to have Jack back. The pull of WoW doesn't last for long. No, it lasts forever. And the pull away from or go stand somewhere else for internal auction error. Right, we've got a long fly over here. Let's go past that. We're going to straight across to this one, so we get the extra 25% war mode bonus. So that is interesting. I wonder if that's worth the death, extra death risk. It's the phasing that triggers it. Oh, right, okay. Pull, yes, that's the one. The pull of WoW is strong in this one. It does. You want to reset every time I stream. Exactly, Will. It's one does not simply give up World of Warcraft. I need to let my hair down if I'm going to do that fully and do it justice to Sean Bean. Still a bit of head hurt about it. Determined to move tonight, no matter what. So far, Dalaran seemed like a good option, as it's a single server, Alliance dominant, and time zone is only an hour different, but it says full as far as population. It's hoping for high or good medium, you guess. I guess before you make the jump, maybe just make a character over there and just get a feel for it. And see how it is before actually doing a transfer, perhaps. I know you'll be back eventually. Yes, definitely. Be lovely to have you back, certainly. Crafting your 14 netherweave bags. It's taking ages. Yeah, netherweave bags just take so long. So we're just going to hop over this and go on the other side. Down to the Murlocs at the bottom. I wonder how populous this will be. You made it online. Excellent. Congratulations, Mushy. Ignore all of these. Forsaken Dreadwings. Right, where are my Murlocs? Down here. Right, okay, let's start with these at the top. Oh, it does seem a little bit laggy still, is it? Or is it just me not being able to press the right buttons? That seems, first impression, a little bit more responsive. I need to go and join those ones. Yeah, okay, first impressions is better. Second impressions is I might have pulled too much. Let's see how we get on. We are a Blood Death Knight after all. And then we got killed. Okay, our first death. Let's see how... Oh, we're not too far away. Let's move out of the way, perhaps. Let's go over this side. We have a friend at the moment, so that's good. Murgulis. Let's get a few. Just keep myself in the corner, out of the way. Probably pulled too many there again. Probably because my gear isn't that great, actually, thinking about it. See if we can do this. Okay, that was okay, we survived that. That's a good start, 33%. Let's just watch out for alliance and stuff. Okay, not too bad. Where's that? Let's pull that towards me. Dauntless Trinket. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good start. Who knocked Jack out? Remember that one. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Right one too. There we go. Oh, Sensors coming in with Party 42. How was your stream, Sensors? Thank you so much for the... just gotta watch out. There's a... oh, we've got Warmode on. I might get killed. Just going to move out of the way one moment. There we go. Welcome everyone from Sensor Stream. How are you? How was your stream? Darkwing, how are you? Nodachi, there we go. We got everyone in. Stream was good. I hope I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. We're trying to make the most of the leveling boost as it is for the last 6 days. So we're trying to... we've actually got Warmode on for the first time ever, which is slightly worrying. It's not something I normally do. And so I've already been killed once. So I'm trying to move out of the way of everyone else. Seems to be a lot of horde around. So I'm just trying to be nice and kind and avoid them all if possible. But we're doing okay so far. Because what we really want is professions. That's what we're doing this for. It's all for professions. Balloon Dipper, you just can't help him. All the old clips are right one too, that's fantastic. Shockjaw, thank you very much for the follow. There's a Fellbound Neophyte, tried that one. I'm basically just going to try and avoid any horde if I see them. Avoidance more than anything else. They're all over there, so I'm just going to go over this side and try and keep myself out of the way. Here comes another one there. Right, can't pull that one in, that's fine. I'll carry on with this one. With Shadow Song, yes, Darkwing, that is correct. I'm just doing okay at the moment. I think Warmode on leveling is worth it. The extra experience, 25% is really good. I didn't realise it was that much. You have many clips, yes, definitely. There are so many fun moments with Jack, so it's hard to pick one out of all of them. Oh, there we go. We've got some rank 1 recipes there. Even better. That's a good start. Oh, there goes a board player. Thankfully, I got ignored. Very kind of him or her. I'll take that one if I can, though. Or unrooted. There we go. Let's take that. We're at 85%. Okay, we should be okay on this one. Death Knight, must use your Death Gate whenever you want to portal to Dalaran. Oh, of course, Death Gate. Completely forgot that ability. Thank you for reminding me that. I think I've even got it on my list here somewhere. Control Undead. No, it's not that one. Wraithwalk, it's not that one. Oh, there's lots of stuff coming through here. We should be in a good position here. So long as we don't get killed. Famous last words. And then Horde will come behind me now and completely kill me in one shot. That's normally the case. So there we go. Forces repelled. 20 minutes left on that. We also need to kill the... Oops. Kill the boss over here. Let's just move out of the way. Try and avoid the Horde whilst I'm here. Doesn't help that I'm rooted. Waiting for them to go. Oh, and then the PC lags for a minute. Okay, we're still alright at the moment. It's just a WoW lag at the moment. So this will hopefully come back soon. If not, we'll be stuck for a little while. Oh, or nearly dead as we ran into something. Right, okay, that's bad. Rooted here. Let's try and fight our way out of this. Alright, okay, here we go. So, desperate times, desperate measures. As a Death Knight, let's see if I can fight from the brink of death. As a Death Knight, that should be a good thing to do. If I can just survive a moment longer. Just regenerate my health. It's actually quicker to do this than it was to run away, it would seem. Definitely. And we need to tag the boss that's over to my left. That's the main thing I'm doing over here. Where are you? Let's go inside. Try and avoid all the horde that's running around outside at the moment. And only queue for dungeon. Does the EXP buff still apply? I don't know, Happiest. Good idea though. There we go. We're right in the middle of this, so let's start that if we can. Hopefully I have not overstretched myself by doing this in the middle here. Just need to be able to kill him. Oh, Star's Fury's come in to help. He's come outside. Oh, they're all there. Okay, I don't want to get killed, so I'm actually going to stay in here for the moment. There we go, right. Now we'll run, because I don't want to be attacked. There we go. And just the one Shadow Fiend. Okay, so let's head over here, somewhere a little bit safer. Have a nice rest of the stream. Off to watch some of my TSM guys set up another week Bag Empire. Oh, fantastic. Well, lovely to have you here. Right, Death Gate, whilst I'm here. Warmode's only open world stuff. There we go. I hope to see you again next time, Tuvalu. Right, so we can Dalaran Hearthstone from here at the moment. Oh, no, we don't want to do that actually. We want to fly from where we are. Apparently I'm in combat still, though. Let's just move down and away until I'm out of combat. And then, Sensei Morka, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Right, here we go. Right, now we can fly. Let's head on over this way, through the fog. And we want to head on up here for the last one, crushing the Legion. Let's see if we can get this one done and get ourselves to level 111. Yep, it's only outdoors, is it? Alright, okay. So, we're doing well so far in terms of we started this at level 108 and we're already level 110 with the invasions. We've just got one more to do. It was really, really laggy with war mode off, so we've got the extra benefit of war mode on for not being laggy at the moment. So we're basically leveling at the moment, Sensei Morka, because we want to get blacksmithing on this character. So we've just gotten into the BfA territory. I would like to get to 120 ideally. I'm going to focus on leveling first because of the level buff we've got for the next 6 days. Is it 6 days? Yes. So for the next 6 days, I really hope that Blizzard extend it. That would be really nice if they did. Sam does mythic fishing. Those were the days. Although I have actually done some mythics now. I don't think I'll have time to do a mythic today, but it's definitely... whatever happened to Shin? I see Shin from time to time on Twitter, but yeah, he's... let's try one of these. Do this over here. But yeah, he's definitely not streaming anymore. Right, can we do the... Where's the crushing thing we need? We need a... an icon appears that we use for this. A hammer of some kind, I believe. I'll stick with these alliance peoples, because we can get our demons this way. This is what we need, the hammer. That's it. Pick up the hammer and then we can smash the thing from under here. There we go. I'll take that one whilst we're here. There we go. Check the clips later when I have the time. Yeah, I will do, right one too. Thank you for sharing all of those. I could spam dungeons with me. What was that for Space Monkey? By the way, what do I plan to do with the blacksmith? So I will be doing uncanny gear and weapons whilst I can. Looks like we've got some extra activity here. Don't really want to join in with the horde side of things. I'm more than happy just to ignore that and do that. The problem with this is this icon completely masks my Hakili. If I can just... Can I shift drag it down there? That would be quite handy if I could. There's one over there. There's horde over there though. We can do this one whilst we're here. This one's not too far. Foul Corruptors smashed. We'll do that one and then we'll move back over this way. Demons slain. Let's do a little bit of damage here, as we've got a few coming in. Just spam my buttons for the moment. Since you can show anything, free carries. Excellent, Space Monkey. That's always good to know. I'm just trying to guess what buttons I need to press at the moment. There we go. Simply join the horde side. That's a very good point, Thomas. And we do have, obviously, Nadamas. Let's move over this side. I want to get another one done. These are the main things. Get those done. If I run over this way, I can do this one. That one. And then we'll do this over here. And we'll do that one. What am I trying to... move? There is a mod called Move Anything, and they aren't kidding. Oh yes, that is true actually. I have got that one. Is that Jaladin? I hope I've spelt that correctly. Take that one whilst you're here. I seem to have a couple of sorceresses on my tail. So, this is a bad place to be in. So let's. Bad time to be disorientated. Could have moved it out of the way. That would have been useful. Do that, do my cooldowns. I seem to have a... well, that's actually a good reminder, actually. That helps. How are we doing? 13 out of 20 fell demons slain. Okay, so hopefully this is enough to just get me... out of the way of everyone. There we are. Now they're going for the kill. I'll go over here, that'll be easier. There we go. Am I using the dominoes add-on? No, I don't have that one actually. Suggests either dominoes or bartenders, since you can move with them. That's actually quite a good idea as well. I haven't tried, I've heard good things about bartender. That could be something I could have a look into at some point, certainly. And LVI lets you do the same. Yeah, LVI is quite comprehensive, isn't it? Death strikes for health. Okay, thank you. Which is death strike? This one, the number 3. Yeah, I should have spammed that a little bit more. Where's my... Just want to move myself somewhere. So I need to move out of the way of... Basically, there's a lot of horde here. That's the main thing. Felguard Sentry, I'll take you. Yeah, so now I don't have the hammer in the way. That's actually easier for me now. So I can literally just do this at the moment. It do take a little while to actually kill, it would look like. 15 of 20. Don't pick up the hammer, because I don't need it now. If I can just take these one at a time, then we should be alright. Use a mix of both. It's got all the other add-ons built in. Okay, so Felguard Sentry, and let's fly somewhere a little less populated. All the horde are over here. Let's take this one. Oh, looks like there's a load coming in now. Are they going to ignore me, or are they going to attack me? I'll just pretend to be on my own here. And they can probably ignore me and carry about their way. With any luck. There we go, 16 of 20. Let's take this one over here. One at a time. Oh, I did say one at a time. I didn't actually mean to pull the extra one as well. But we'll take you as you're here. There we are. You've been using dominoes for a long time. Actually don't like LVI because it's super intensive. Oh, okay. I'll take that, spam that, do that. Again, it can cause bugs. You only use move for small things. I use move anything, mainly from a streaming perspective, to put some of my my questing things in the middle so that my chat on the left doesn't get covered. That's the main reason, really, I use it. Can I tag that one whilst you're here? Do pick the biggest and hardest things to attack and try and kill. Oh, we've got Sorceress as well, so if we can get all of these, then definitely we'll be in a good position, hopefully. Let's get this Destroyer first. Move this here. Just deal with my small little area. And this should hopefully be enough demons. 18 of... No, that didn't count actually, by the looks of things. Let's take this sentry instead. Right, okay, I think we should be in a good position here. I've got an extra add-on that I didn't really need, but that's okay. law of numbers should mean that this will get me there, and hopefully this will get me, got 6 minutes left on my draft of 10 lands. So hopefully that will help with my XP bonus on this and will get me to 111. That would be really nice if I can do it. Hey! There we go. Level 111. Fantastic. Thank you, Neville, for the suggestion. Right, let's try and move out to the combat area. Let's open this chest whilst I'm here. And then run away. And fly. Then we can get ourselves somewhere safe. Like here, and I guess, yeah, let's Hearthstone to Dalaran here. There we go. You hide tons of stuff. Oh, I've missed loads of stuff on the chat here. I do apologise if I missed anything. OVOIs takes exactly 35 megs of RAM right now, not in your game. TSM is also almost 200. Yeah, it does take a fair amount, certainly. But I've got 16 gigs of RAM, and that seems to be enough for me at the moment. There we go. Oh, Persephone, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. How have you been? And Hedgehog, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So we have got ourselves to level 111. So we're ready for some BfA content at this point. So I guess we need to go and... all this is ready for turn-in, but I think most of those... down to Azuna and Grim Batol is all of this ones. Where is the turn-in for these? Actually in Grim Batol, Twilight Highlands. Maybe we can go in there and just hand those in. There's not a huge amount of XP for those though, actually. So maybe not, looking at that one. You upgraded from 8 to 32 on Sunday, very nice. 8 you cannot run 2 sessions of WoW. Yeah, 32 is definitely a sweet spot of a number. I had those on my work machines for a good while. Then we upgraded them all to 64, and now they run a dream at that, certainly. But that's kind of like the nature of my work, really. When running one on max settings, you're fine. Right, okay, I just accepted that. Call for allies. That is for... That's the Stormwind Embassy for the allied races stuff, isn't it? Okay, we'll accept that, and then we can always abandon it later. We want to do our reckoning and then skip it, really, if we can. Try crafting potions with Silas buffer. See how many you craft with 10 minutes. With TSM on versus TSM off, yeah, it is faster depending on which zone you're in, really. If you do it in a particularly laggy zone as well, like Borealis, then you do feel it a little bit. Is it too much of an effort to switch from LVI to other bar add-ons with the different button positions that hold you against switching? Exactly. I mean, it's fair enough to pick whichever is best suited to you. Call for allies is over there at the embassy. We can maybe just have a look at that and get rid of it. But I believe we should have a skip for this. It says hand in quest, pick up quest. I don't know, let me just check. Just make sure I haven't got auto pickup and stuff like that. Yeah, well, just in case. So let's have a look at this. Hour of Reckoning, I think I should be able to... Horde will pay for what they've done. So I've got what I want here anyway, so choose your reward. I guess we would go with the most vendor sell price here. So 7 gold 77 would be the main one here. Battle for Lordaeron. We can accept that. When can we skip this though? There we go, Captain Angelica. I've heard this tale before. Skip the scenario and begin your next mission. Yes, please. There we go. You can move the buttons. I've got like 5 to 6 year item prices. That's the issue with being slow. Yeah, when you get 5 to 6 years of stuff. I've got, since the start of BfA, I've got a fair amount. I know what you mean. Turn the quest, talk to the dude to skip. Yeah, it seems to be simple enough.
The horde will fall.
Battle for Lordaeron, complete quest.
Azeroth cries out for your aid.
Price for your aid.
Silithus, there's something you need to see.
Okay, do quest part. A dying world. Auto and go do this. Azeroth autopilot is helping me out here now. So we've got all the list on the left hand side now telling me we've also got this list. Take the portal to Uldum. If I move my chat over... No, that's going to confuse that side. Can I make this smaller? Let's make the font a little bit smaller. Font size 12 point. And I'll move that a little bit higher up there out the way. Then I can move this up so we can see that. Does that work? Kind of. If I move that here, it's going to be too much. Obviously, I've scaled my user interface to help with everyone, so I could make that a little bit smaller. But it seems to be okay at the moment. Trying to get the right balance between something readable for everyone and something that is looking neat enough for me as well. The buttons will be in the same place for the bars, just a question of arranging them in the same way between different ones. Just tell me if you want to carry it. It's very, very kind of you, Space Monkey. I'm going to stick with the questing for the moment, but that is very kind of you to at least offer. I'm going to go through and at least open this lot up. Now, what was I doing here? A dying world, take the portal to Silithus. Okay, yeah, there we go. This is for the BfA start stuff. Could minimise my WoW crest. I can put the AAP one over there. Oh, that's a good idea actually, Sue. Move that, and then move that over here. There we go. Let's try that for a little bit. Ooh, I've still got war mode on. Yeah, let's keep war mode on. Let's just try and pretend that no one is going to attack me. That should be alright, I hope. What do I do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? I do 3D graphics and stuff for a sort of a corporate media company. I've done all sorts of... I mean, basically 3D graphics has been my industry for the past 25 years. I've done everything from films to games to TV series and everything in between, commercials. And so what I'm doing at the moment is mainly corporate animation stuff, which is fairly low key compared to the stuff I used to do, but it is steady work, which is very, very handy in today's time, certainly. You're using a clean classic UI for an extra install to show Blizzard an issue. It's not like you have anything else to do. Well, it's very kind of you. Oh, here we go. The zone stuff's coming through here now. Reach Silithus. I'll do all this lot. And you would love a different job, closer to home, less hours and more money. That is the ultimate aim. If I can balance up the... Well, it's unlikely to be less hours, but and unlikely to be more money. But if I can do what I'm doing now more full time, I would love to do... What I would love to do is combine my 3D stuff with the my interest in WoW. I do streaming, do YouTube, and I would love to do more with not so much the data mining side of things, but recreating WoW in a 3D render engine. Not necessarily machinima, but doing beautiful graphics using WoW assets. That would be one of my sort of like ultimate things to do for a lot of my time. And then obviously streaming, gold making, and all that side of things is most definitely on my agenda in the future. Okay, so Chamber of Heart. What do we need to do? Okay, I'd forgotten what this looks like back at the beginning. Wow, it's been so long since I've done that. Oh, view the events. Oh, we can skip this one. We've done that. Oh no, I didn't want to click that again. Skip the cinematic. There we go. Or do we have to watch this? Do quest part. Looks like we might have to actually watch this. There we go. Hold on. We'll watch that one instead. Shall we cancel this cinematic? There we go. Accept. Do quest part, and then we need to go and seal all of this sort of stuff. Okay. Heart of Azeroth, we'll do all this. I'd forgotten all of this lots. Have I ever seen the video called Blind? No, I haven't. What's it about? Bit away in, always into hardware mostly. I love to help and work with your hands. So you work in field tech, and now you've been based in the one building for the past 7 to 8 years. Oh, fantastic! Would I like to do cinematics? That would be very, very interesting, Kambi-sama. Obviously, I'm a great fan of the stuff that WoW do. I've got the book. Where is it? Hold on. I've also got a World of Warcraft Lego Goblin here that I haven't opened yet. That was a Christmas present from a while ago. Hold on. But what I was looking at was actually this book. Hold on. Let's go bigger for this. Hold on. Full screen. This book. The cinematic art of World of Warcraft. This is the big one of it's got all the inspiring. Oh, hold on, you can't see it there. All the inspiring artwork from the early days of WoW, with all the concept art of the characters and everything, like that. And I'm doing a terrible job of showing this off, like that. This is an awesome book. I can totally recommend buying that one. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Taran's work and everything the cinematic directors do. It's absolutely amazing. Whether I'd want to work on actually doing the cinematics for Blizzard at this point, I'm not sure. It's tempting, it certainly is. But that would most likely require a move to America, and I'm not quite sure I'm ready with my family in its current state to make that kind of move. Obviously, everyone's working from home at the moment, so that would definitely be an option. Hopefully, used to do 3D art, but stopped for 2 years and just can't get back into it. Sadly. Oh, really, Space Monkey? I found with 3D, I never forget. It was on the final stage, a really good interviews before we went into lockdown. Now it's all up in the air though. Tough times for all. Oh, what was that for? You were in broadband support for a couple of years, stupidly quit 2 months before the virus. Big time regretting that. Hardware support was your thing too. Oh, right, sorry to hear that, Will. That was very unlucky timing, certainly. Right. Good evening, Nettie. Hope you're doing well.
Our world needs us, champion.
Not California. I mean, oh, now let's have a look. Do we want Azerite armor when we've got our heritage armor? Really, we don't really want to swap this out. So I'm going to just keep this for the moment, but not wear it. We'll keep that for the moment. There we go. Can you post a link to the video? Certainly, Epifita. I'm sure Moshi will be able to check to make sure it's safe. Not ready to risk my family's lives in America healthcare. Not at the moment, the real Ginny. Not at this current time, certainly. If you do move to USA, hope not in New York or Georgia, for example. You moved due to living circumstances when you were 17 and you hated it for a very long time. Yeah, I mean, I would be conscious of how my my teenage children would find it if I'd made that kind of move now. So I would certainly be cautious. Let's complete that. Accept that. And then let's follow this over here. Go over to Stormwind. You had a exam planned for 2 days after the lockdown. Ouch, Space Monkey. That's a tough one. My son had all his school exams cancelled, and as a sort of like private exam candidates, we're having a tough time trying to make sure that we can get him his predicted grades. It's all working out at the moment so far, thankfully. You felt the same living in London. Not a big city person. Yeah, I mean, I currently work in London, and it's a far cry from where I live at the moment, certainly.
What news do you bring, Spymaster?
What news do you bring? Okay, let's wait for this to go through. Should look at the stat differences between heirloom and the Azeroth gear. Yeah, let's have a look at it at the moment. Where is the heirloom gear? Where's the Azeroth gear, rather? That's a scouting map. I'm looking for the blue jewellery. That's the... Oh, we've got that actually at the moment because we've got the Heart of Azeroth now. Where is our... Sensei Volker, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated.
Perhaps you could help us see what this survivor has witnessed.
Breastplate of the Champion. There we go. 323 armour versus 123 armour. 280 item level. Okay, interesting. Just don't want to stream, it's noisy. Okay, thank you, Mushy. Do we hand this? Have a look. Oh, this is... we'll ignore that for the moment. Complete the quest. Accept that. And then we'll go with... Meet you in the harbour. Okay. Okay, Jaina, off we go. Azeroth gear is higher level. Heirloom helps with XP. Exactly. That's the main reason why I'm keeping the heirloom gear on at the moment. We are missing our draft of the 10 lands at the moment. That's a good idea, Mushy. If you could post it in Discord, that would be useful. Keep the XP buff in the moment. At the moment, yes, definitely. I think my gear will be fine for the moment, certainly. So we're currently... How far into... just a little bit into... Let me just move that over there for a minute. Just 2 or 3 bars into our XP at the moment. We haven't really done much in the way of questing at this stage. So where's Jaina? Ah, here you are. Are you sure to skip the Cultiris introductory quests? Yes.
Be careful who you...
There we go. Okay. You understand that you want to keep most things open for everyone. Your opinion is that you should look from a business perspective and lock more things behind subscription or Patreon. Many top WoW streamers are locking UI and WeCore as they are for subs only. Oh, did we get cat pics? We haven't yet, Mushy. I was watching Oreo earlier. He was doing the cutest things, just rolling around at my feet and pawing at my Yoda slippers. And I did think of taking some photos then, but I was in the middle of a conversation with my wife at the time, so it wasn't appropriate. But I will try and get some pictures of him and get that sorted. But yeah. But yeah, as Mushy said, I have got Patreon, and at the moment it is what I would like to do is share things like my Miro board and a few exclusive sort of videos and things like that behind that. So currently in the works at the moment for my patrons is a Samadan story time, which I've done the Alliance side for the BfA novella, and I'm working on the Horde side. I've read the first chapter of the Horde side, but I just need to actually edit it together. So within the next couple of weeks I should have a brand new video just for patrons that is going to be sort of me doing a story time. Yeah. you are a patron, aren't you, Silent Mouse? I remember you saying. I was more saying that for the benefits of everyone else, but it is very much appreciated, your patronage.
Now let's get you
Alright,
settled in.
let's
Ferry
go
connects
visit
the station
this
all along the
ferry.
South Interior coast.
You don't know any locations? No, that's alright. Ferry dock visited. And then we need to head over here. Oh, you got to go see me Sunday. Okay, Darkwing, thank you ever so much for stopping by. Oh, you're from Atlanta. Okay, okay. How much gold do I think I've made? Do I think I've made since I started? Now, you can look at the achievements, can't you? Not adventure guide. Achievements. No, that's the map. Okay, let's look at achievements. Isn't there one to do with gold? And gold fever or something like that? No, that's not what I'm looking for. There's a statistics. There we go. That's what I'm looking. Total gold acquired. So that is this is on El Morte, 715,000 gold. I haven't got it on all characters. Yeah. Commander Bond, good evening to you. But let's, for the sake of the thought process, let me just quickly swap over to Samadan and have a look. That's per character. So Samadan is the main person that's done all my gold making since Legion. So I'll have a quick look. Yeah, it could be looted from mobs. I'm not sure. Well, actually, we'll have a quick look. We'll have a look at the statistics on Samadan and see if it's any different. Achievements, statistics. So total gold acquired here tells me our gold. Yeah, it's also including gold earned from auctions. So that's what, 38 million gold, according to that. Most expensive auction sold is 189,000 gold. And we must note that I actually gave that money back, so that doesn't count. And most gold ever owned is when I bought the Brutosaur, and it was literally 5 million gold and 51,000. There we go. That's the most gold ever owned. Just over 5 million. And then we bought the Brutosaur mount. I didn't hang around when I bought it. So that's definitely a fun statistic, nonetheless. I don't think I have a lot of stuff from since legacy stuff. I don't think I have anything from there really. Class all proving grounds, pets, battles. Yeah, I've never done the proving grounds. Total cheers, total waves, total times playing the world's smallest violin. Flight paths, skills. I don't know what I've got here that will be interesting from early days really. I don't think they had any stats like this. Classic stuff. Captain Cookie kills, that was done a long time ago. Yeah, so a lot of that is old for me really. I was very much a casual player back then. Let's carry on back through our leveling process. Back with another burning question. No problems, Two Blue. Somehow can't get your tooltip to show me your min-max normal price. Am I setting your price sources wrong? It could be that they are not assigned to a group, is one thing to think about on that front. What happened with the bag? Did he say if it was a mistake or well, I offered to give the money back, and I suggested they put something on the auction house for 200,000 gold, and they did, and I spotted it. They sent a message back saying that they had, and then I where am I going? And then I bought it, and along with a whole lot of other stuff as well, and gave them the money back. Okay, bank, that's what I was doing. Trying to talk and do two things at the same time didn't work. There we go, counting house. Visit you, and then go that way. What is a Gold Digger Battle Pet? I'm not sure actually. Do you remember? Did you remember to get the Gold Digger Battle Pet while I had the money? I have no idea on that one. Oh, it's the one that you need to have a certain amount of money on you, don't you? I remember. Under the creativity section. Excellent. Thank you, Mushy. And Epithecia. Okay, let's carry on. I'm missing what I'm doing here. Something with modding. Thank you, Mushy. You're doing a fantastic job as always. Thank you. So we'll jump in here. I think I will make this my home. That's going to be good. Appreciate your patronage. So we'll head on this way. Waypoint. Now, why is the waypoint taking me that way and then back over this way? And then over here. That was a convoluted way of going around. Oh, Flight Master we need to do next. Okay, we'll do that. Pick you up. Flight recovered. There we go. I wonder if it was a misclick though. It was a crazy buy. It was indeed. I expect it was a misclick. I wouldn't imagine people would be buying bags for that price, certainly. So let's go around here and Cyrus and remember where to go now. It seems strange doing all of this on El Morte. Now it's familiar territory for everyone else. In fact, actually, I think I might turn on quest options, except turn in my eye level, and we'll also skip cutscenes because we've done all this already. Right, okay, we'll do this. Shake his hand, and then we need to do that, wait for that, let that run through. I won't talk to you unless you carry on 1 million gold, and then it follows you. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I'm close to 1 million gold on Samadan again, so I'll have to do that before I buy some tokens.
Tough to keep them all straight. An Orcus juggernaut struck our transport. Splinters from the gun.
Honestly, I think they got the whole atmosphere and visuals of BfA spot on. So refreshing from the Legion Invasions. I really enjoy BfA from a story and aesthetic point of view, definitely, and also from a gameplay point of view. A lot of people don't rate BfA, but I found it to be really enjoyable expansion. I guess we'll just wait for this to run through. It's something far simpler. Your tooltip didn't have a TSM auctioning option enabled. Oh, okay, Tubli. Okay, glad you found a solution for it. Right, we're getting the full-on story here. Right, so now we can hand that in. Okay, do we need to do Sanctum of the Sages? Pick up quest 1. Which quest though? That's the question. Okay, there, that one. And then now we complete quest by going over this way, I guess. Out and over here. Hold on. It's got an AFK timer, but I'm not really sat anywhere yet. I'm guessing... oh no, where do we need to go? It's still saying I need to go in... hold on, I'm flying all over the place. I need to go inside, according to that. Speak with 7th Legion Magus. Oh, you're over here. Right. Now I know where I need to go. Set up a portal, please. There we go.
Have a good one.
Let's move that over that side. There we go. That's easier. Okay. That's better. In general, so I think they went a bit too far with the ability pruning. Azeroth gear, etc. was a bit of a mess until they sorted it out in the end. Definitely. Now it's much better. Your brain hurts. You just did Nzoth Alifar. Don't have to say any more. You think, ouch. That's a tough one, Jack. How did you get on? I guess we need to go inside here now. Do we finish off this? Let's have a look.
The situation
Oh, there we go.
is ready.
Situation report, done that.
Will get you up to speed.
And then we'll pick a scouting map inspected. Now, I guess, what should we do first? I always like Stormsong Valley. That is Azeroth autopilot at the moment. I think WoW is always enjoyable for the casual audience, especially the quests and art seems to be just getting better and better. Exactly, Tubli. I total agreement with you on that one. For me, that was the same. Actually, I think I'm going to do Tiragard. Let's take that one.
How can I help?
There we go. Come sail away, and then we'll hand in that,
What's this
and then
big
we'll
lead
From the
of
front.
yours?
do that one, and then that one. Pick up quest,
How is that?
and then Flynn. How are you, Flynn?
The time.
And then something to do with the gun. Do we do the gun now, or is that later?
Emissary, mind giving our skeptical colleagues here a
Ah,
demonstration?
yes. There we go. Fire the gun. There we go.
What's the word? Ash
Do
vein
that, click that.
These old Flynn, I
Click
have another
that.
job for you.
Is
Help
that
our new
everything
ally
here?
track
I think
down
so.
the source.
And that was just
Only 37 minutes left. That's gone very quickly, hasn't it? Wow, okay.
Talia, prepare to make your rounds again.
Um,
Tell the city guard
check the Zilliwag ATV on Auction House. How much is that now? That'll be another one to get
Aye, sir.
at one point, certainly. You like Stormsong as well, yeah. I really should level some tunes, but you're just so burnt out from all the levelling this expansion due to various reasons. That's fair enough, Wave. For me, it's been... Whoops, that's the ceiling. For me, it's been fairly new, thankfully. Right, do we need to hand... yes. Now, where do we need to go for this? Sometimes it's hard to see where you need to be. There we go. We need to move out a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Now we can see that a little bit more.
You will play a crucial role in achieving victory in this war.
I mean, it's good to open all this stuff up at the moment. So now we need to return to... Do we need to go underneath again? Sometimes the waypoints aren't very helpful. Go through there, Harbormaster's office maybe. Through there, out the other side. And then over here. Where are we headed? Okay, Matthias Shaw. Do we go over here? Oh, down here. I see.
You've got the coin? Because I've got the bargain.
Bundle of warm furs. And then return to waypoint, which is literally just here at the moment. Skip waypoint. In here. What do we need in here at the moment? Don't think we need anything. Oh no, I didn't. Thank you, Mushy. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Hedgehog, thank you very much for your sub. Thank you, Mushy. I was too busy trying to work out where I was going. I completely missed that. I do apologise. Thank you, Hedgehog. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you for your support. And thank you, Mushy, for reminding me there. Thank you indeed. Tomorrow you're going to buy your levelling gear 100 to 120. Yeah, that is going to be expensive, definitely. Must have levelled a lot when they were getting the heritage armour allied races, to be fair, and I haven't even done any of that as well at the moment. The Alliance vs Horde had potential, but the lore seems to be seeking a new direction, and some of the stories didn't feel as compelling. Exactly. I think it would have been really, really nice to see the Alliance and Horde and the whole faction thing be completely done away with, and us to have the choice about factions, because everything now moving forwards really isn't between the war between Horde and Alliance. That's kind of like an old story, as it were. So I would have loved to have seen them get rid of that, because there's still characters. Valera, as an example. Where is she? Valera, here. She is faction agnostic. even though she supports Alliance. I'll put her over here somewhere. There we go. So she's faction agnostic, and why can't the rest of us be? Your pleasure, really like my style of streaming. Keep it up, please. Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much. That's a door that I can't get out of. So let's run out of this way. And what do we need to do? 28 yards. You're telling me to go this way. I'll set Hearthstone. We've already done that. So we'll do it anyway, just so that you can track it. There we go. Snug Harbor is now your home. And then we'll follow the... Now you're going to want me to get the boat, aren't you, I imagine? Let's head on down here. Okay, so we're going to do Tiragard, weren't we? So let's get that. I think I might have made a mistake there, actually. I need to choose a foothold, the Zandalar campaign. Maybe we missed that one, or we'll skip the waypoints and see if we can get ourselves to the next point. It says use the flight path and pick up the quest. Okay, we messed that one up. Hopefully Azeroth Autopilot will fix me up on this one. All you know is that the Horde is nothing. Exactly, totems. As Sylvanas says, wish you could mass transfer all your characters to Alliance. That would be interesting, definitely. I seem to always go to that fake door. You giggle every time. I'm a bit like Gandalf saying, I have no memory of this place every time, definitely. You can, but it's going to be expensive, definitely. You wouldn't go one by one, you just want a mass option. Yeah, that would be interesting. Just convert everyone over. I'm guessing Ashen Vein will work here. I'm not sure whether this would work. Because now it wants me to go back that way. I think I've messed up what it wanted to do. So I'm just going to... it says use flight path. So I'm just going to see what it says if I go and click on this at the moment. That's old age for you. Yeah, definitely. Seems to be the way. I am going backwards and forwards here for the sake of an add-on. But I think sometimes it's easier just to follow the steps that it wants you to take so that it doesn't get confused later on. I had similar with Zygor, not quite so much though. Yeah, because that one said the waypoint, use boat, Southwind Station, Tiragard Sound, which is what I did, but here it says use flight path to Southwind Station. So we did do that. Ah. Maybe we just needed to get that to pick that up instead. There we go. So we did do that, but then we had to do it again for a second reason. Maybe because of the waypoints or something like that. That was interesting. And Moshi Yoshi, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We're just currently leveling a character here. 111 at the moment. We want to get to 120 in ideally 5 days' time. That would be nice. When it comes to the lack of new characters we can meet and stay with us so little, having the same characters go back and forth becomes a bit stale. It actually devalues their position in the lore. I see what you mean from that point, yeah. Yeah, Zygor is a bit better to redirect you. Just need to get rich gold wise and then you can do it one by one. Yeah, that's the main thing really, isn't it? Just that you're saving up for your long boy. Yes, exactly. That takes priority at this stage, certainly. You can get free hot boost runs and be like 120 in under 2 hours. It has been offered to do a free hold boost by the very kind Space Monkey, but I was wanting to just check out Azeroth Autopilot for the moment and see how things were on this front. It's obviously taking a little bit longer, and we could probably do other things in this time, but I just want to see how this goes first as a fresh character going through this. So we seem to be quite quick in picking up the quests. Once we can do them all, that's the main part really, and obviously having flying definitely makes things easier. Hand in quest. Let's go over this way. Oh, sure. Do that. Hand in all of that. Spring cleaning bonus objectives. Okay. So what's this? Don't remember doing this before. Let's just change to that. Bring you over to me. I got no idea what my combat ability is like now. Actually, my gear is probably not that great. Because I haven't upgraded a lot of my non-heirloom gear. So my item level is, yeah, 172. It's not looking too... That's not looking too decent. Guess he is sealed. So what do we need to do here? Do you click on that? Destroy that. 20 yards. Let's just do... Click on the wood, it would seem. How do we seal this? Guess you're captured. Chickens caught. And Fizzspring Resort collected. Okay. Yeah, Doogie Guys is the other one I've heard of. That does sound quite interesting, actually. I'd like to give that a go. This one's quite good, obviously, because it's free. Alright. Does that work? What do we need to do here? Kill the stag. I don't know why we need to do this. Chickens caught, Fizzspring Resort cleaned. Do you count as part of it? Oh, got an extra. Add in here. How do we cope with all of this? See if we're alright. Seem to be okay so far, using our heirlooms as our main source here. That's okay at the moment. Yeah, we're okay. Just taking a little time in terms of damage output at the moment. But we are a tank, so I expect to do that fairly slow anyway. Okay, did that, fair enough. Oh, I was actually didn't realise how close I was to dying there. Wraith Walk is not what I wanted to press. That's what I wanted to press. So I might have to look at my gear at this point now. We do seem to be not doing so well. This is where having blacksmithing and being able to make a decent set of gear would be a great start. Just to get me started. You're one of the things. Unassuming chicken court. I'm getting to the rest of our wolf. Okay, we'll do that. Don't think this counts as part of our quest thing. But we'll do it anyway. There we go. Yeah, look like a lost child in the mall whenever your Zygor stops working. That's a good point, actually. I did really enjoy it for Classic. I did find it very useful for Classic. It just set me through the levels really cleanly. Voodoo Buff Watch. If I move that off down there, then I can read that a little bit better. Right, what else have we got here? The wolf seems to be as part of my things, so we'll carry on with that. There's something. Oh, that's a mining monolite ore. Okay, we can do some mining here as well. That's another good thing as well. WoW Pro is as good as Zygors now. It used to be trash. I've heard of WoW Pro actually. It's been mentioned on the stream before. Okay, I'll do a bit of mining here. Always a good start. Is Shadowsong ally heavy or horde heavy? It's mainly alliance, not like completely dominant alliance. There's a decent amount of horde as well. Right, what do we need to do for this Gaseer captured? That's what I am slightly trying to work out. There's nothing there at the moment, unless I just click on all of these things. Do I need to maybe get this to 100%? on the resort as part of the bonus objective. What have we got here? Let's just move in. Stag captured. Do I need to actually capture a stag? Am I missing something here? Hold on. Beauty of marketing. Use perfect to take a shot of a selfie. I've not used a selfie before. The beauty of marketing. Oh, okay. This is slightly different. I've never done a selfie before. This looks terrible. 2. Yeah, let's ignore that one. There we go. Okay. I might have to try that slightly different. Midland stag. Let's pick up the chickens whilst we're here. Oh, the Gessier we could do with the selfie camera. Okay, that's something, isn't it? This one. Okay, right, I see. So if I stand here, face that way, and then take the camera. Okay. There we go. Now I understand. Okay, that's one. Waterfall captured. Let's do it that way. Okay. Delicious, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. What else is should you put in the effort to farm goods and such, invest in leveling the profits to match? I would say it depends what you prefer of the two, certainly. That was scary, definitely. Just go gradually as you do your dailies, such use and gather to level profs. Do whichever appeals to you the most, certainly. Let's just move out here a little bit more. What do we need to... this is the waterfall. So if we stand here, do the camera thing. Lovely. And then there was a stag there as well, I saw. No, it wasn't a stag. The stag's over there. There's a chicken here, though. Okay, let's do this. Do we see the stag behind me? Midland stag. Yes, that does count. And there was a chicken here whilst I was watching. There we go. Oh, missed it. Oh, no. Didn't want to get the stag. I wanted the chicken. Okay, we'll have to take the stag instead. Okay, apologies, stag. There we go. Right. Okay, we're ready with this. Do that and do that. There we go. It was worth joining the stream all by itself. Yeah, it's definitely not a quest thing that I've used before. I know it's got the icon there. I didn't see that before. Resort cleaned, we still need to do. There's that chicken. We need to grab this chicken. Unassuming chicken's caught. This is like catching the pig in freehold. I was never good at that either. Did I get it? There we go. Right, okay, so next thing is ruined robot and a wolf captured. Hissing swell, we need to kill those, I think. And clean up all of this lot by just clicking on this. Okay. That is a rock shell, that doesn't count. Okay, let's start with this one then. This is probably getting a little bit large here, let's move that down there. Not that we need the size of that, there we go. What is liquid gold exactly? Liquid gold is basically how much gold you have in your bags at that time. Also, Samadan in mind, you made 80k so far. Investing in leveling profs. So investing in leveling profs would take out a big chunk. Yes, you do need to be mindful of how much gold you're using up and how much you have spare when it comes to professionals. It can take up a large amount. I did it with Nadamas just by a small amount at a time. and that was within the comforts of what I had there. So it is doable. Sometimes with like alchemy I just threw money at it and it was better that way. I'm guessing these bonus objectives are going to be more useful. Probably didn't mean to aggro those with my area effect, but now that we have, we might as well. Seems to be doing a fair amount of damage. How long does that last? It seems to last forever. You did some Skyrich farming, but it gets tedious. Exactly. If it's not fun for you, then there's no reason for you to have to do it. Some of these things can be, you know, not worth doing if you're going to find them boring, certainly. Right, okay, so we've done that. We did the stag, didn't we? So we need to clean that up. And we also need to head over this way. What's this for? The ruined robot captured. So we'll join in and do this one. Thankfully we've got the guides here. Abandoned junk heap. We've got the mining ore here. I'll do that. And is this the ruined robot itself? Do we take a selfie camera of this one? Ruined robot captured. There we go. Lovely. I assume that also pick up quests in here. Whilst we're here, we'll take those. And then we'll head this direction. So that's optional. But let's carry on for the moment. Might as well continue the thread of the quest line. We can come back to that bonus objective. Oh yeah. Something, yes, flying is a grind to get, but should be high priority. Yes, definitely I would recommend high priority to get flying. I've not done these sentries, this sentry area before. I don't remember doing it. So yes, it's definitely by experience levels slow going doing it this way compared to like getting a boost and things like that. But I must admit I am quite enjoying going through the storyline. It gives me a chance to sort of test out my character a bit more. You do an entire Dungeon of Skyreach for like 10 times an hour. And I hate doing dailies in Azeroth and Mechagon does your head in. Yeah, if you don't enjoy it, then it definitely doesn't sound like it's the ideal thing for you. Okay, so we've got some plates to do here. Survey percentage. What do we need to do? Take a reading of the rusted vault. Does that count? 10% each time. Okay, so we'll move around as we do that. It's nice having that actual icon there. I like that. There we go. Time walking is the other one we could possibly do, but like Mushy was saying, whether you get a decent group for it is a different matter. We don't have time to do that tonight. We could have done that on stream. We did that last time on the Tuesday stream. Do we need to stand near that? That doesn't seem like a good thing. So I'll stay this way instead. I'm having to be slightly careful with how much I pull because I don't think I'm as strong as I like to think I am when it comes to this. How fast is now? All difficulties gives you about 11,000 in 47 minutes. So that sounds a little bit better. That doesn't sound too bad actually. I guess we just pull these sentries. Seems to be the way to do it at the moment. Getting those plates is what I want. Not in line of sight. Or can we take on 2? This will be a good test. Okay, so how are we going to do this? And Greater, thank you very much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. We are just going through doing some BfA levelling at the moment. I'm just testing out my abilities with my newly 111 Death Knight. Seems to be doing okay, even though we have terrible gear. So it's a good start, nonetheless. And then we'll take up blacksmithing once we've got a bit of gold and got to a decent level. And let's do that survey thing again. 22%. And smarts for Samadan, thank you very much for the follow as well. Right, okay, 38. Let's take. Can't see that sentry. Let's move over here because I'll AoE aggro those if I don't move out of the way. Alright, let's go through that. Sorry, Vance, thought we followed. No problem at all. Thank you nonetheless. Right, sentries galore over here. Let's just keep going through. Do you think you can do some profit with leatherworking? Because all items have DB sale rate lower than 0.1. Yes. As Irfan has shown on Shadow Song, you can get a decent amount through the uncanny gear. I could definitely recommend it. Ideally, if you've got the marks of honour to get yourself the rank 3s to make it more efficient, that would be better. So you're getting a lot of these sentries and getting only a few different things at the time. I'll get an extra one here, that'd be good. That just keeps my kill rate going a little bit more. Right, there we go, another plate, so that's good. Survey percentage is still pretty low here, so maybe we can make use of our flying and just jump from spot to spot. Let's head over this way. Who's this? Panther Mechanical. Let's go over here. Can we do this whilst flying? That would be really handy if we could. Oh, there's the old vault door for Mechagon. Oh, now I recognise this. Now this rings a bell. Okay. I'd never been here before. Can we open it up? What's inside? What does it look like inside? Discover the forgotten vault. Ah, okay. So I've only ever seen this before. Ah, now we're locked in. The uncanny gear, Faded Kind. The uncanny mail and the uncanny leather. It's the PvP gear. Funny to see the Panther's name, Pantera. Yeah. A friend of mine was very much into Pantera, the band. Wasn't there one of their drummers one-handed? Only had one arm, or was that Def Leppard? I get them confused. Right. Oh, we aggroed a sentry. Yeah, that's the quest entrance for Mechagon. But I didn't actually recognise the area because I'd only ever flown. I'd never actually quested in this area before, so it's quite interesting to be questing in here now. Right, have we done everything we want here? Survey percentage 98%. Okay, we should be able to do a little bit more. There we go. That's done, ready for turn-in. Unassuming chickens still need to be caught. There's a mining node there, but there's some mobs over there, so we'll ignore those for the moment. Let's fly back over here. That was Def Leopard, was it? Okay. There we are. Okay, so next on the list, spring cleaning bonus objective. A wolf captured is what we need to do, and we need to clean some of these up as well still. Is that a wolf? That's a wolf. So let's kill, let's take this far one, if we can. And we'll get the aggro of both of them whilst we're here. Try not to aggro that turtle at the same time. I'll do a fair amount of damage here though, so watch out for that. Okay, that was easy enough. Then we'll face this way and hopefully get that wolf behind me as a capture. There we go. That does look quite disturbing doing that. And we still need some chickens, and we need to cleanse 92%. Okay, we should be nearly done on this. You're still seeing now that you move to Argent Dawn now. You level 2 in between Shadow Song as well. Ah. Is that 94%? Does that count? I would have thought that would have counted. Okay, let's go kill one of those hissing swirls. Let's do that. I'll move it out of the way of that turtle. Don't want to aggro that. Then we'll do that. Nice interrupt, and then go through here. Got that down, that down. You noticed that. Right, so we're 99%, so close. Ignore the stag. Where's something we can do here? That's oh, that's an ore. I thought that was going to be something we can clean. We can clean this from here. Okay, we can do this one. Maybe that will count. There we go. 89,000 XP for that. That's worth doing, definitely. Unassuming chickens. There's one running straight across my path. Now I want to mine that without taking the stag. And then what's over there? Is that a chicken? Yes, it is. Fantastic. And that's the chickens done. Oh, we lagged out there. No, we're still fine on this front. There we go. For a minute there, I thought I was a goner. Right, where's the hand in? There you are.
Hi there. Enjoy the result.
There we go. There's a couple of extra, 44,000. Now the experience is coming through. That took me a long time to do, but that was definitely worthwhile. Okay, so we're in a really good position at the moment. Got a few other things to sort out over there. The trading company over there. They use the boat over here, according to this one. That adds sparkles to the ore nodes. No, it's not an add-on, Alex Hailstone. What it is if you go into, I've got to remember to find the place now. If you go into your interface, display, and outline mode is disabled. I think it's that one. No, it's not. It's not necessarily that one. That's that's quest objectives. That's not what I meant. What we want is not accessibility. Now, where is it? Where there's a thing that does a thing. Controls, is it controls? I thought it was status display, but something. Raid highlight. No, it's not any of those. Chat bubbles, it's not that. No, let me see. In system. Is it in system? You know the thing I mean? That does the thing. Let me try system. Advanced, and yes, which one? Graphics, network languages, sound, voice chat, graphics, and ground clutter, projected textures. It's not in textures. It's not graphics quality. No, okay. Yeah. You know the thing that does the thing? Thank you, Mushy. It's the one that changes the particles. Liquid particle density. You need to have particle... Oh, it's not outline mode. Particle density has to be high or ultra. I think that makes it work. But there was a thing that changes your... Physics, interactions, player only, contrast. No, it's not any of those. I'm pretty sure it was in interface. It wasn't in add-ons. It's not a separate add-on. Let me just go through these individually. It's not combat. I thought it was in display. I think it is because adventure guide rotates, raid, self-highlight, status quit, chat bubbles. It's none of those. I remember seeing it had a few different options. Outline, programs, action bars. It's not action bars. Names. Personal resource displays. Water collision. No, it's not that. It's not mouse, obviously. Enable colorblind. It's not that. Colorblind filter. No, it's not in RoadPath. I can't remember whether there's something else. I think it's some. It might just be outline mode. It might be what I'm thinking. Outline mode being disabled. I think that might be the thing that I was thinking about. Yeah, display outline mode, as Mushy said. For some reason, I thought the drop down would be something else. There we are. It was outline mode. There we go. Think. I had a Winnie the Pooh moment, definitely. Yeah, I think it is that, isn't it? There we go. Right, what do we use this? Want to use the boat? Oh yes, it is time, isn't it? Let me just find... Let's go... Actually, you know what? We'll Hearthstone back. It'll be easiest. Let's Hearthstone back, and we'll finish this up another time. We're almost at a level 112, so that wasn't too bad. Obviously, there are faster methods of doing this, but it's nice and casual to do on a quiet Tuesday evening. So thank you for sticking by me as I worked out what I was doing then. You try to raid on lower settings, no ground clutter. Killed you nearly every time. Oh, really? Yeah, the ground clutter is the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it was that one, wasn't it? Particle density and ground clutter. Yeah, there we go. I just caught up on chat. There we go. Right, I think that's me done for tonight. Thank you everyone who's stuck by me whilst I leveled through and offered all your company and your advice. It's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you all. I hope poison, fire, shadow, boom. Yeah, I can imagine without having the things there. So this is good. We've done well. 30 out of 592 quest options here. So that's a good start. I wonder how far we'll get on this. Let's go and have a look, see if there is anyone else streaming that we can send a... Oh, Kuhn's on. Well, it's always nice to throw a... and Persephone's on as well. So much choice. And Tractor's on, and Arnota's on. And Wowheads themselves are on. So many choices. And Gold Goblin Net's on. Lots of people are on today. So I think we'll do one for Kuhn, because Kuhn follows the same chill methods, so it won't give anyone any shock going over to Kuhn. So we'll send a raid over to him. /raid Kuhn, one of my favourite chill streamers. So we'll go and send some love over his way. So I want to say big, massive thank you everyone who's hung out in chat tonight. Really appreciated your company. So we will catch up with you again on Thursday. So not too long at all. 2 days time. Thanks for my hard work. Follow my advice. Start your first token journey. Excellent, Blue. Congratulations and ahead of the time. And hope it roll for choice. Thank you all, Det, can be Megan, Happiest, Will, thank you all. We're going to send a raid over to Kuhn. And who's just put a whole load of Oreos in the chat? Was that you, Mushy? Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to send a raid over Kuhn's way. And from myself and the... oh, Cookie is still behind me.